So what's going on, guys? In today's video, we're going to talk about blockchain. What is blockchain technology, and how does crypto run on top of blockchain, and what it means in real life examples, and how I think blockchain makes the world a better, safer place. My name is Steven. I'm not leaving crypto. I'm not a financial crypto expert. I'm not a genius. I'm not a millionaire. I begrudgingly got pulled into this stuff out of necessity. It scared me to death, and it still kind of is confusing to me, but I know more than some, and I'm learning more every day, so I thought I would make a channel and help you guys learn some more. Join me if you want to join me in this journey. I'm not going to dazzle you with charts and candlesticks and signals and all that stuff. That's not what this is. This is a channel for people to learn stuff together. So hit the subscribe button if you want to join on this journey and maybe make some money in crypto, because right now the biggest transfer of wealth in the history of the world is happening, and I hope you're going to be part of it with me. We're going to talk about blockchain technology today and what it really is. And blockchain is basically just an accounting ledger that runs on a network of computers, and it's decentralized. And since it's decentralized, everybody has a copy of a ledger. They're not private ledgers, so you know what everybody's doing all at the same time. So look at it this way, okay? Let's say you go into a Best Buy store and you want to spend $100. You have a bank account somewhere. You're going to use the bank account, digital card, debit card, credit card, whatever. Now, Best Buy also has a ledger. They know that they have so much in their account and they need to get that money for that item you want to buy. So they, the speed of the internet, call up your bank and say, does this person have $100 in their ledger to cover this cost? If your bank says yes, they deduct the $100 from your ledger and show it as less than $100 now, and then balance your ledger out and then send it over to the Best Buy, and Best Buy then puts it into their ledger. It's a ledger. That's all it is. Blockchain is a ledger. It's made up of blocks of data on a chain, and it's a chain that endlessly goes on forever. But blockchain is completely transparent. Everybody can know what everybody else is doing, and there's no faking it. And it's basically going to change the world. I'm going to give you an example of a real world example that doesn't have anything to do with money per se. Imagine there's a billionaire in Beverly Hills, California. He has a $100 million home, but it's not really worth $100 million to the multiple listing service. And the reason why is because it doesn't show that it had a massive improvement. Turns out that this billionaire, he spent a lot of money a few years ago, $10 million as a matter of fact, building a grotto, Hugh Hefner style, with waterfalls and swimming pools and gazebos and tennis courts. And he loves this addition. But the problem is he was very impatient. He didn't want to go through the county. When you build a house, you have to get permits, purchase them, go through the county, have inspectors, hire licensed contractors. He skipped all that. He hired extra labor, and he just built this thing worth 10 million bucks. Now, it's going to mean $10 million more to him to sell his home. So he knows that he has to somehow fool the ledger. So he has to make it look like he actually did the improvements on the house. And he's going to do that simply by going down and bribing somebody in the actual county records department. Turns out his brother-in-law works down there. So he says to his brother-in-law, since this can add $10 million to the sale of his house that he wants to sell, he says, I'll pay you $500,000 in crypto, mind you, because it's totally not traceable, right? That's actually not entirely true. We'll get to that in a different video. Subscribe to this channel for more. But he will go and he will bribe this guy $500,000 in order to go into the back end and make it look like 5 years ago he legitimately bought all of the things he needed to, all the different permits, and he legitimately got inspections and passed inspections. Now, that's two separate ledgers that are private. You have the county over here with their records, and you have the MLS on this side with their records, the multiple listing service that tracks real estate stuff, and they read back and forth to each other. Now, if this was all done on, say, blockchain technology, that couldn't happen. See, right now, as it stands, the brother-in-law could go in, he could sneak in, he could have professional forgeries, paperwork, he could make everything look legitimate. Nobody would know the difference as long as he had access to that one computer. But if this was running on blockchain and everybody had a copy of the ledger that shows all of the changes to that property's records, wouldn't be possible, would it? No, it certainly wouldn't. It would mean that if, let's say there's 1 million computers on this property records blockchain, this real estate blockchain, there would be 999,999 different computers that would not validate that transaction. And we'll get to what validators are and proof of work and proof of stake in a different video, so you should subscribe to this one so you can see more. But what happens with a blockchain is at the same time the ledgers are being kept, everybody's validating transactions that are happening on that network. So if there's 1 million computers on this blockchain and there's 1 million people validating the records and they all have the same copy of all the little blocks that make up the chain going back in history, then it means that you can't just falsify records. All the records have to be checked back and forth. And if it doesn't get signed off by everybody on the chain, then it means everybody on the blockchain, that means that the change can't be made. so the records stay a lot safer. And that's something that's practical and can actually change things for the better, because, you know, imagine if you put your trust into a company or into a person or into a bank, and the bank was falsifying, cooking their books. Look at what happened to Enron back in the day. Enron was basically lying to people, taking losses and reporting them as profits. And under blockchain, if Enron was on the blockchain, then nobody would be able to have done that, and people would have actually saved money, and you wouldn't have had people's entire lives ripped apart when they turned out that they had nothing and they thought they had everything, and they went into deep bankruptcy and debt. So this is a checks and balances system that works electronically in the background on a constant basis. And it definitely is a great idea, and it definitely will change things forever. The other good things about blockchain is they are completely transparent, like I mentioned, and you get a wallet address when you have either Bitcoin or Ethereum or Cardano or whatever. You get a wallet address for that. And if you give your wallet address to somebody because you want them, they're going to be able to see every transaction you ever made, but it's still private. See, it's still private. And the reason it remains private is because at the same time, people can see everything. It's not tied to your name. Right now, if you give somebody your bank account number, they can't actually see how much money you have in the bank. But with a wallet address on a crypto blockchain, you can see how much money is in there. So if somebody tells you that they're good for $1 million, you can instantly check on that. Anybody can. I can, you can, anybody can. And if you say that you sent money to somebody, you can actually see that wallet send on that blockchain verified. It's just a great system, and it's going to change things. And I thought I would kind of better explain what the blockchain really is and how it actually works. There's a whole bunch of different things we're going to get into further, like smart contracts that run on the blockchain and different things of this matter, but that's not the purview of this video. This video is just a quick primer in less than 10 minutes on how it all works. And if you like this video and you like the way I explain things, you might want to check us out and subscribe to our channel, because I'll do more like this. Thanks for watching, sharing, liking, hitting the bell for the future notifications, and leave us a comment below if you learned something good. And if you have a question, ask it. I'll try to answer it in another video. My name is Steven. I'm not leaving crypto. Thanks a lot. Hopefully it wasn't too noisy out here. My microphones stopped working, so I used the front mic. Let me know what the quality's like. Now it's time in the video where I say 3, 2, 1, click. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, and click.